Hi, my name is Sydney and today I'm going to be teaching you how to tack up a horse. I've been tacking up horses since I was 6 years old, so I'm a pro at this by now. And by the end of this video, you will be too. Before we get started, you need a horse. This is my horse Lee, and today we're going to be using him to tack up. There are two sections the tacking up process can be broken into: the prepping stage and the actual tacking up stage. We're going to start with the prepping stage. This is what you need for the prepping stage. First, you need a rubber curry comb. Then you need a hard brush that's a little hard and stiff. You also need a soft brush, which is much softer, a tail brush, and some detangler. First, you curry comb the whole body, moving in tiny circles to bring the dirt to the surface. Next, you want to get the hard brush and brush all the dirt that you got to the surface off the horse. You generally want to avoid the really sensitive places such as the face because the brush can be a little harsh. Okay. After that, you want to get the soft brush and go over the entire body one more time. This time you can get the sensitive areas. This is just to get the last bit of dirt off and to give the coat a sort of shine. The final step in the process is to brush the mane and the tail. Depending on how knotty your tail is, you might want to use the detangler in this step. I prefer to use the detangler in the tail to help me brush it easier, and then I use the remaining detangler in the brush to go through the mane. Now that your horse is spotless, we can begin the tacking up process. To make this process quicker and easier, it's best to gather your materials beforehand. These are the materials you need. First, you need a saddle pad, then you need a saddle, then you need a girth and a bridle. First things first, you want to put the saddle pad on with the girth loops facing the front. You put the saddle pads on to protect the horse from the saddle while you're riding them. Next, you want to put the saddle on and you want to position it in the middle of the horse's back to provide balance while you're riding and for comfort on the horse. After that, you get your girth to hold your saddle in place and tighten it as much as you can. This is like a belt for the horse to hold the saddle in place. When you put it on, you want to make sure you put it through the girth loop so that the saddle pad stays in place while you're riding. First thing when you put on your girth is you want to buckle the girth underneath the saddle flap on the first hole. You want to repeat this on the other side, buckling it under the saddle flap as tight as it can go, putting the second one through the girth loop, putting it as tight as it can go. Now you want to tighten this side as much as it can go. Finally, we're ready for our last step, the bridle. First of all, you want to put the reins over their head to make sure that they can't run away while you're taking the halter off. Next, you take the halter off. Now you want to put the bit in their mouth, which is the metal part right here. Then you put the top over their ears to make sure the bridle stays in place. Next, you want to take the noseband and put it inside the other part of the bridle on both sides. Next, you want to tighten it enough so that 2 fingers can still fit in between to make sure that it isn't too tight. Then, to make it look neater, you want to put the extra buckles through the loops. Lastly, you want to buckle the throat latch, and when you're buckling this, you want to make sure you can You want to make sure you can still fit 4 fingers in there to make sure that it's not too tight. And then you want to put the extra leather through the loops to make sure it looks neat. Okay, now you're ready to get on your horse.